one and only Kane, Glenn Jacobs. It's so nice to meet you, sir. An honor to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So I guess my first question for you is, what inspired you to start doing what you do?
I'd always been a fan, and that was it really. It's just something that I wanted to do, and figured that I had the physical assets to be able to do that. And, when I look back at my life, it feels like it's more defined by my failures than my successes. I actually was playing college football and hurt my knee very seriously, and that ended my career and my football career, and I still wanted to do something involving athletics, and that's how I got into wrestling.
Wow, okay. So, as you look back, what are some of the highlights of your career that you might have, like some of your best moments in the ring or anything like that?
Yeah, I won a couple world championships, and basically I've just been out in the ring with some of the greatest performers in the entire world, and also, 100,000 people at WrestleMania a couple times, and just really a lot of things are things that when you look back you don't realize at the time, like when people come up to you and say, that they're a really big fan and thank you for entertaining them for years. That means a lot, and you realize that you touch people in ways that you never thought about.
Definitely.
So yeah.
Okay. And what is it like seeing like yourself in action figure forms and on video games and stuff like? What does that feel like to you?
I'm used to it now. It was very surreal at first. So remember, I was in a Super Bowl commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Why am I in a Super Bowl commercial? But yeah, I'd have the video games, and of course I was playing myself, and the action figures. But it is. I mean, it's kind of surreal. Like every once in a while, a friend of mine will be somewhere. A friend actually, for instance, was out in Las Vegas and took a picture of an action figure that they saw in a store out there and sent it to me. So yeah, it's a little surreal.
So, and another question: what did you ever expect your character to become as big as he did, like the icon that you are now?
I don't think that when you're doing something and you're that close to it, you probably ever even consider that. You're just doing it and just trying to make it day to day. And I think when you're really talking about life in general, that's how it is, though, right? And we will often look at things, and there's a saying, by the yard, it's hard, but inch by inch, everything's a cinch. And that's all I ever try to do is just take things one day at a time. And, then in the end, you look back on a body of work, you're like, well, that was pretty neat. That was pretty cool. But I don't think when you're in the middle of it, you really think about it like that.
Definitely. What was your favorite costume that you wore?
My favorite costume was the first Kane costume.
Really, the very first one? I remember that. I was growing up playing it like on the N64. Like,
yeah.
That was the best one,
That's
I
my
think.
favorite one. Yeah, me too.
You run for mayor. What made you want to become a politician?
I just want to try to make a difference.
Really?
Yeah, that's it. And I think that in through a local office, I don't think people often realize how important local government is. And so that's really what it's all about, is just trying to make what I can do to make my part of the world a better place.
Do you think your role in WWE kind of helped you get that position?
Yes and no, because on the one hand, I had built-in, people knew who I was, but on the other hand, a lot of people, looked at it and said, "Oh, he's just a wrestler," and that's actually what I'm most proud of from that, is the fact that for me, being able to redefine that, and I don't think that people often give folks in WWE enough credit for, we're just people. And I don't think that we get enough credit in many cases. It's just like if you're in Major League Baseball, if you're in the NBA, if you're in the NFL, you're the best at what you do. And it's same in WWE. You're the best at what you do, and you have to be pretty smart and talented to be able to do that and to compete at that level. I don't think people outside of the industry often look at it like that, though. And so, again, in whatever way that I'm able to redefine that's great. Of course, you have people like Dwayne Johnson that have really blown that stereotype out of the water. John Cena, same way. But hopefully, in my little way, I was able to do it as well.
I wanted to ask, who did you look up to in the locker room? Like, who did you sit and look up to, basically?
Undertaker's always a big influence on me.
Are y'all still real close friends?
Yeah.
That's nice. Was there any meal that you regret eating before a match or anything like that?
I always wanted to go to Costa Rica. Costa Rica's a beautiful country, and but I got food poisoning there. So yeah,
Doing WWE matches there?
Yes. So, yeah, that was the meal I regret the most. And I think it's Costa Rica. It's a wonderful place, but that's a bad memory, man.
So you weren't able to perform that night? Or?
I performed, but it was pretty rough.
Do you know about Ricochet, the new WWE wrestler from Paducah, Kentucky, which is actually my hometown?
Oh, cool.
So did you ever hear about Paducah before that?
Yes, yeah. One of our security personnel is from Paducah as well. Yeah.
Have you ever been there before?
Yeah, I've been through Paducah, man.
Really?
I grew up a couple hours north of St. Louis too, so yeah.
That's dope. He's been to Paducah.
Yeah.
Okay, and then final two questions. Is there any hobby or anything that you do that nobody really knows about you?
Not really. I'm a pretty big reader, but that's about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And then any advice for aspiring wrestlers or aspiring politicians in their future?
A lot of these cliches that we hear, they really are true. And, it's like, I think Rocky Balboa said, it's not how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep on going. And that's true in life. Life can be hard, it can be very difficult, but you just have to keep on going. And I think the single thing that separates people that achieve their goals from those that don't is they simply don't quit until they get there. And, often what happens, that's in my case, if you keep on working and you keep on trying, you'll make it. It may not be in the way that you think, but you'll make it. And you just have to keep on trying and never give up.
Definitely. So, and last question, I forgot. Are you still contracted with the WWE?
I still work with them.
Okay, Okay, so are you going to be coming back any matches soon?
I don't know about that. We'll have to see.
Okay, well, I appreciate it, sir.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so
Thanks,
much.
bud. Take care, man.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
man.
Nice meeting you. That was perfect. Hey!